Hi there, my name is Anna. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your practice with me and Jasper today. Today's class is one that you can do when you are feeling fearful or like there is a lot of uncertainty going on in your life. So I am no stranger to that feeling, and one thing that has really helped me kind of tackle these challenging moments of fear and uncertainty is connecting to my own strength. And so what we're going to look at today specifically is core strength. And so you can think about this from all the way from the shoulders down to the pelvis. And what my hope is for you is that as you start to connect and tune into this physical core strength right in the center of your body, is that you also begin to strengthen your ability to be courageous, right? And to know that you have kind of this wellspring of strength and confidence, and that you can really connect to that and feel strong and supported and capable and courageous in these moments that feel a little bit more challenging. So let's go ahead and get started off on your back. I would recommend that you have a block if you have one handy. If not, it is not a big deal. Hey buddy, come in, let me come down. And so coming down onto your back, we're going to set up for a bridge here, so you can have the hands on the thighs and just begin to lengthen your tailbone forward toward your heels, and then using your glutes to lift your hips up. And you can reach back and give your glutes a little tap. They feel like they're on a little bit of a delay there. Just noticing the levelness of your pelvis. And see if you can relax your shoulders and your neck a bit. Now we're going to scooch the right foot in toward the midline just a little bit there. Really fire up that right glute, and then rise up on your left toes. And if that already feels like a ton, you are more than welcome to stay right there, or really push into the right foot and bring the left knee up over the hip. Now take the right hand, if you're here, place it on the left thigh and do a little push and pull action. So push the hand into the thigh and pull the thigh back into the hand, and really notice that work in the right glute. We're wasting no time here. Couple more breaths. Then you can let the right hand come back down and let the left foot come back as well. So we're going right to the second side. So scooch that left foot in toward midline a little bit. Really fire up that left glute. You can rise up onto the right toes. Either stay right there or push into that left foot, lift the right knee up over the hip. And then you can take the left hand onto the right thigh, push the hand into the thigh, pull the thigh into the hand. Feel that left glute. Right, and just feel, even in a moment of maybe pretty intense challenge, I'm feeling it, right, that we can strengthen that connection, we can tune into it, we're not going to give up on ourselves. Right, we can be in a challenging situation and we can make the decision to stay there and to be courageous, right, and to invite the challenge. Let's do one more breath. Set the right foot down, and then we'll just hold this bridge here. Reach your arms straight up toward the ceiling, flip the palms up, the fingers are back. Take the right hand to the left fingers and just pull them back for a little wrist stretch. Switching hands, left hand pulls the right fingers back. And then let the arms come down. We'll slowly lower one vertebra at a time. Nice work. So if you have your block, go ahead and place it in between your thighs, either the thinnest or second width, We're gonna take the legs right up toward the ceiling. So feel your sacrum right at the base of your spine, down on the mat there. Bring your hands behind your head. Cup your skull, take an inhale breath. Exhale, lift up off the shoulder blades. Look down at your belly, pull down toward the sacrum, right? So really hug in deep. Feel that kind of three-dimensional drawing in. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, lift up. Can keep the chin in, but lean the head back into the hands. Connect more into the belly. So draw the side ribs in. Hug everything down toward the sacrum. Take an inhale, lower back down. We're gonna add on here. Exhale, lift up. Keep that feeling of drawing in, and then swivel your pelvis so that the right thigh comes closer toward you, left thigh moves away. Come back through center. Take the left thigh closer toward you, so swiveling the pelvis here. Come back through center. Inhale to lower. Awesome, let's do that again. Exhale, lift up. Hug down toward the sacrum. Swivel the pelvis, right thigh comes closer towards you. Hug in with the block, back through center. Left thigh comes closer toward you. Back through center. Inhale, lower. Adding on here, exhale, lift up. Swivel the pelvis, right thigh comes closer. Turn a little bit with your upper body toward the left. So feel like we're just churning deep in the belly. Back through center, swivel the pelvis so the left thigh comes closer toward you. Turn the upper body to the right. Come back through center. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift up. Swivel the pelvis, right thigh comes closer. Now turn the upper body to the right. Turn it to the left. Keep the pelvis so the right thigh is closer. Back through center, and then swivel the other way. Left thigh comes closer. Turn to the left. Turn to the right. Holy moly. Back through center. And release. Whew. Let's take the block off to the side. Can roll over to your side here, and we'll come up into a tabletop position. Okay, so shoulders are over your wrist, hips are over your knees. We're lifting the throat and the face up. Chin is not coming forward. Now, feel all of that good work in the belly. We're drawing the pelvic points together so we're not collapsing in the low back. Now take your right leg, reach it straight back. Keep hugging up in the belly as you do that. Right knee steps back down, and then take your left leg out to the left. Left knee comes back down. Right leg reaches back. Set the right knee down. Left leg out to the left. Doesn't have to be much there at all. Keep it going. Arms are straight and strong. Just moving in the hips. As the left leg goes out to the left, try to hug your right outer hip in. Let's do one more here. So we are going to be revisiting this later and adding on a few extra components. Let's switch sides. Left leg reaches back. Hug the belly up. Left knee comes down. Right knee out to the right a bit. Does not need to be much at all. Keep going. More important to feel the connection, the integration, the isolation, rather than just moving in really big ways. Let's do one more here. Awesome. And then keeping the shoulders over the wrists here, you can lift up in between the shoulder blades and pike your hip creases up for a downward facing dog. Let your head relax there. You can bend the knees and really send your hips high. We'll start to walk the feet and the hands forward and come all the way up to stand here. Okay, so blocks are an option there for our lunges if you would like them. Let's take your arms forward and up. Sit back into the hip creases, spine stays long. Step your right foot back, lower the knee, and come onto the top of the foot. So we've got the right hip directly over the knee, and the arms can reach up there. Feel that right glute working. The tailbone is lengthening down. Both hands land. Slide the left foot back, downward facing dog. You can bend the knees, hips are high, lift underneath the armpits. Right leg reaches up, step the foot forward. You can always grab the lower leg, bring it forward if you need. Come onto the top of the left foot. Bring the arms up, left hip is directly over the knee. Find your breath there. Both hands land, blocks or floor. Step the left foot up next to the right. Rise to stand. Arms reach forward and up. Sit back in the hips, spine stays long. Step the left foot back, lower the knee, but not the toes this time. You can kind of drag the left toes forward and the right heel back a bit. And we'll just begin to roll in the shoulders. Bring both hands down, floor or blocks, downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up. And we'll step that foot forward, push into the hands. You can always have your hands on blocks for that. Right knee lowers, keep the toes tucked under. Right toes kind of drag forward. Left heel, think about kind of pulling it back. And we'll just begin to roll the shoulders. Keeping that right glute working. Both hands come down, floor or blocks, and we'll come into downward facing, or into a forward fold. Rise to stand. Getting ahead of myself. Bring the arms forward and up. Sit back into the hips, and we'll step back, downward facing dog. Here we go. Right leg reaches up and back. Step the right foot forward for a crescent lunge. So we're on the back toes here. And soften the left knee a bit. Lengthen your tailbone down. Awesome. Now we're going to take the right fingers in the right hip crease. Send that back as the left hand lands on the right thigh above the knee. So look down, push into your right big toe mound. And then we're going to start to shift the chest forward as you sit back into the right hip crease. Now, you can keep the left toes on the floor, or you can lift the left leg up. The left hand is on the right thigh to help you lift up more in the belly, right? Trust yourself. Take one more breath. Now the left foot will land, windmill up and around to the back of the mat. Right hand will land either on the floor or on a block. Lean back into the right shoulder blade, open, revolved low lunge. Keep working that right glute. Leaning into the support of that right shoulder blade. One more breath. Right knee will lower. Try to keep the shin parallel with the long edge of the mat. We're going to open up, revolved low lunge. You can keep the gaze forward or slightly down. Hug that right shoulder blade down and in. Push the floor away. Right, that bottom hip is going to be working. Nice. Now look down at the floor here in front of you. Bring the left knee up in toward your belly and step it down. We're coming into half moon. I'll show this one with a block. Left hand can be on the floor or on your block as we rise up on the left leg. So we're kind of opening to the right a little bit here. push into that left big toe mound. Hug in with your belly. You can always have the right hand on your belly as a little reminder to like draw in. Nice. Now we'll step the right foot down, warrior two. Inhale, breath. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Let's do that one more time. Warrior two. And reverse. Warrior two. And windmill down, downward facing dog. And bend the knees here. And just like we did in our abs to start, just gonna swivel the pelvis side to side, keeping the upper body steady. And then we'll meet up, regular downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up and back this time. Step that foot forward, crescent lunge. So soften the back knee a little bit if you can. Lengthen the tailbone down, spine is long. Left fingers in this left hip crease. Sit the hip back. Right hand will land on the left thigh above the knee. Now really deepen that hip crease as you start to bring the chest forward, sitting into that left glute. Maybe the right leg reaches up, maybe it doesn't. Using the right hand on that left thigh to help you kind of pull everything up. And then we'll land the right foot, windmill around to the front of the mat. Left hand lands block or floor. Lean back into your left shoulder blade. Open, revolved low lunge. Squeeze your left glute, hug the left shoulder blade in. And just relax your head there. Then we'll lower the left knee down. So try to keep it parallel to the long edge of the mat. You can kickstand a little bit if you need to. Right leg reaches back. Ooh, this is my harder side. So hug that left shoulder blade in. Feel the work in that left glute. Can you view the challenge, sometimes the struggle, right, as an opportunity to connect deeper, to feel more, to get stronger, and to trust yourself that you can be in a challenging situation. We're gonna bring the right knee in towards your belly, and we'll step it up, half moon. Right hand can be on the floor or on a block. Left leg will lift. Soften the right knee a little bit. Hug that right outer hip in. Maybe the left hand can be on the belly. It's that little reminder. Draw up. Then we'll land the left foot, warrior two. Arms can reach forward and back. Inhale. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle, right forearm to the thigh, left arm over. One more time here, warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. And we'll windmill down, downward facing dog, right foot steps back. We can bend the knees here a little bit, and then just side to side, swiveling in the pelvis. Notice how we can isolate the movement there, keeping the upper body strong. Awesome. And take an inhale breath. Exhale and let it go. Good. Inhale. Exhale, start to walk the hands and the feet forward, and we'll rise all the way up to stand. All right, so we are going to revisit some of the moves that we have already done, and we're going to add on a few more things. So you always have the option to maybe stick with a version that we've done before and maybe not take that next step. Totally fine. So let's take an inhale, bring the arms forward and up. Sit back into the hips. Plant the hands, floor blocks, and step the left foot back. Lower the knee, let's keep the toes tucked here. Feel that left glute on. You can have the hands on the pelvis here. We're gonna rise up into a crescent lunge. So push down into that right foot and lift up. Awesome. So we're coming right back in to that supported warrior three here. Left hand comes on the right thigh, sit back into that right hip crease. Maybe rock forward, maybe lift that left leg up. Keep hugging up with your belly. Now adding on, push down into that right foot, rise to stand, left knee lifts. You can take the right hand over to the left thigh, do that little push and pull like we did in our bridge. Push the hand into the thigh up into the hand. Feel that right glute. We're coming back, supported warrior three. Sit back in that right hip crease. Left hand on the right thigh. Left leg reaches back. Let's do this one more time. Rise to stand. Maybe push the hand into the thigh. And sit back. Left hand on the right thigh. Now left foot will come to the floor. Windmill up and around to the back, right into modified side plank. So right hand and right knee come down. We're gonna open up. Now I want you to imagine that you're on like a little shish kebab here. And we're in one straight, strong line as you bring the left hand and left knee down to the floor. Take the right leg out to the right. Right knee comes down. Now, shish kebab move here. Left leg reaches back. And now keep this steady line as you open modified side plank. Awesome. Hug that right shoulder blade in. Left hand and left knee come down in tabletop. Right leg out to the right. Doesn't have to be much at all. Left leg reaches straight back. And then open it up. Modified side plank. Let's do one more here. Left knee, left hand down. Right knee out to the right. And back down. Left leg back. Open it up. Modified side plank. Now, left hand can be on the hip. Step this left foot up. This will be a little bit different. We're going right into side lunges. Turn to the right, sit into the right hip crease. Sit into the left hip crease. Spine is long. Throat is lifted up. Flexing at the hips. One more each side. And then we'll turn the right toes forward. Warrior two facing the front. Open the arms. Inhale. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Hold it here. Left hand comes to kind of the left side of your pelvis. Right forearm is on the right thigh. Use the forearm on the thigh to help you lift up. Now, look down in front of your right big toe. You can start to shift, chest forward a little bit, come up onto the left toes. Maybe try hovering that left leg. It's like a half moon with the forearm on the thigh. So deepen that right hip crease. Take one more breath. You're doing amazing. We're going to come into a seated twist here. So the hands can come down. Left leg slides behind the right. And here we are. So you can have the knees like more on top of each other, or you can kick this left leg out right here. And we're just going to go right into those shoulder rolls again. Should feel pretty nice on the hips after all that work. All right, and then we will unwrap facing the front here. We're going to take it right back into downward facing dog. Can be up off the heels, the knees can be bent. Can start to swivel the pelvis again. And then maybe try, as you take it over to the right, so the knees are facing the left, you can bring that right knee over a little bit more, and then take the pelvis over, kind of taking it over toward the left, and then bring the left knee over a bit more. And if that feels like too much, then just do that little swivel that we were doing before. Awesome. Take an inhale breath there. Exhale, let it go. Start to walk the hands and the feet forward. Come all the way up to the top of the mat. Rise to stand. We're going to go right into our second and last side. Then bring the arms forward and up. Sit back into the hips. Plant the hands, step the right foot back. Lower the knee, but not the toes. You can have the hands on the pelvis. Get that right glute on. And then push into the feet. Rise to stand. Awesome. So back knee is a little bit soft if that feels okay. Right hand comes on the left thigh. Sit back into the left hip crease. Left hip crease. And then you can start to rock forward. Maybe you lift the right leg up. Use the hand on the thigh to draw energy up. Right? Allow yourself to feel a little bit wobbly there. That is okay, right? It's good. It means we're challenging ourselves, we're learning, we're growing. Rise to stand. Right knee can lift up here. Left hand, maybe place it on the right thigh. A little push and pull. Get that left glute on a little bit more. We're going to do this again. Sit back into the hip crease. Right hand on the left thigh. You can always have the back toes on the floor there. Working at your level, whatever that might be. Rise to stand. And we'll take it back here. Right foot will land this time. We windmill to the back. Left hand and left knee lower. Coming right into the modified side plank. Hug the left shoulder down and in. Lengthen the tailbone toward that right foot. Now right hand, right knee will lower in tabletop. Left leg comes out to the left a bit and back down. Right leg reaches straight back. Feel this little shish kebab and then see if you can keep that line as you just open up. Takes a lot of focus. Right hand and right knee come back down. Left leg out to the left and down. Right leg reaches straight back. Open it up, take your time. Right hand and right knee come down. Left leg opens. Right leg reaches back. And modified side plank. Now we're gonna bring the right knee in towards your belly. Step it up. Turn to the left, parallel the feet, side lunges. So you can have the hands on the floor, on blocks. You can put the fingers in the hip crease. Do what feels natural. But we're keeping the spine long, neck is in line. We're not letting the head drop, not jutting the chin forward. And then we'll turn the left toes to face the front, come into a warrior two. Take an inhale breath, exhale, reverse your warrior. Come back, warrior two. Now left forearm comes to the left thigh, right hand is on the right side of the pelvis. Kind of wiggle my right foot in a little bit closer. Deepen this left hip crease. And then as you do that, bring the chest forward. And maybe you stay right here, still really challenging. Maybe you lift the leg. Maybe you add a snake plant right below your face for a little bit of extra challenge. Take your last breath here, really hugging that left glute in, make it work. And we're coming down for a seated twist. Hands can come down, right leg comes behind your left, and we lower. So you can have the left leg over the right, you could stretch the right leg out in front of you. Just find what feels good. You could prop your hips up on something. And this time we're gonna have the hands maybe on the thighs or on the ankles here. And we're just gonna roll in your belly. Switching directions. Just feel kind of like that churning, like deep in the abdomen. Awesome. And we'll walk the hands around to the front, downward facing dog. And I'll just start to swivel here. As the knees go to the left, you could even bring the right knee over a little bit more. Knees to the right, left knee can cross over. That might be too much, so leave it if it doesn't work. Awesome. Let's lower down to your knees here and come around onto your back. So on your back, we'll cross the right ankle over the left knee. You can stay right here or reach through. Grab a hold of the left thigh or shin. Maybe just do a gentle rock from side to side. And switching sides. Right foot comes down, left ankle crosses over the right leg. Stay there or reach through. Maybe just adding on that little rock. we'll step the feet down to the floor and make your way into Shavasana. So if you want to have something behind the knees, a rolled up blanket or a pillow, or even just have the feet flat on the floor. Just find a place that feels easy and comfortable. Let's take one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And just feel the strength that resides there. Not just the physical strength, having a strong core, but the strength to remain true and steady to our values, to our faith, and to our ability to be in a time that is frightening, maybe it's uncertain. And to know that we can always come back to this place of support, of power, and of rest. And let your next breath be a little bit deeper. Or exhale a little bit longer. And starting to bring some small movements back to your hands and your feet. And as you're ready, making your way over to your side. And we'll come back up to a comfortable seat. Just take a moment there. Just let the effects of your practice sink in and settle. Just noticing the shifts that happen when you begin to tap into your physical strength. And when you begin to feel stronger and more supported and more balanced, how you can begin to integrate those feelings into every other area of your life. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. That was a little bit of a doozy. So as always, if you enjoyed this class, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe so that you are not missing classes that I'm posting, and please share these classes with anyone who you think they might benefit. So thank you again, and I'll see you next time.